Dr. Jacques Despitra here at the Bullpen on Rare Disease Day. I'm here with Will Haskins from Owl Therapeutics. Great to have you here, Will. Can you tell us how you got here?
Sure. Thanks so much. We formed Owl Therapeutics in 2023 to develop diagnostic-powered therapeutics for traumatic brain injury and brain health. So our mission is really to develop the first therapeutic for traumatic brain injury.
No way. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Could you tell us a little bit about your background and then also, how you started or how you got involved with Owl Therapeutics?
Sure. So I'm a bioanalytical chemist by training, and I did a postdoctoral fellowship at the McKnight Brain Institute, where I got into traumatic brain injury. Nice. And I was one of the first people to do a PhD in proteomics, or the large-scale study of proteins. And during that time, we found some biomarkers that we could measure in blood that originated from the brain.
Wow.
And this led to FDA approval of the first blood test for brain injury in 2018. So I was working at Genentech at the time developing cancer drugs, and we decided to try to harness these biomarkers to develop the first drugs for TBI.
Very cool. And how did you do that? So you found the biomarkers, and then in terms of the process for developing the medications?
Yeah, my co-founder, Kevin Wang, and I spent about 20 years doing these proteomics studies.
Wow.
And what we discovered is there are waves of proteins in your blood that originate from your brain, and that pattern really wasn't known. And with the advancements in the immunoassay instruments, we can now measure those proteins in just a few drops of blood and use them as tools to accelerate drug development, select patients for clinical trials, and then also as readouts in our clinical trials for drug efficacy and safety.
Wow. And so you're using this for TBI patients, and what other clinical cases?
Yeah, we're really excited. We have just in-licensed a phase 2 asset, so we'll be in the clinic this year. And we're starting our Series A round to get funding to do our phase 3 studies. So we're ready for clinical investment. Initially, we're going to start with moderate severe traumatic brain injury, but many of the same therapeutic targets and biomarkers could be used for other neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and multiple sclerosis.
Wow, and so people could use this as a tool for research, for clinical, for all these different aspects of studying brain disorders.
That's right. I think one of the strengths of the team is really that we believe in companion diagnostics, that understanding the blood biomarkers in patients is critical, not to just develop and get the drug approved, but also as readouts once the drug's approved.
Very cool. You mentioned some of the things that you're looking forward to. In terms of 2024, what excites you the most about what you and the company are going to be doing?
Well, we have several preclinical therapeutic assets, but what we're most excited about is this phase 2 asset. So we're ready to go in the clinic. We're interested in finding partners to invest for those phase 3 studies and be the first drug approved for traumatic brain injury. And so we've got a great team, a lot of partners, the best consortiums in the TBI space in the US and Europe, so we're ready to go.
That's amazing, because the need is huge for that.
It is. It's a really underappreciated indication. There's more than 3 million new TBIs in the US each year, even more globally, and this can extend to lots of other neurodegenerative diseases. So.
And then in terms of your interest in this area, did it come from the science, or did it come from anything personal with TBI?
It's a good question. I actually had a TBI when I was in high school.
Wow.
And didn't really think much about it. I did lose consciousness, and then was surprised to find myself interested in a postdoctoral fellowship, years later. So I think the way I think about it in general is not my personal experience in TBI per se, just I really wanted to help patients fight that feeling of helplessness that you get when you're in the hospital and there's no FDA-approved medicines, and this was the right opportunity to help do that. So.
Yeah, you're doing some amazing work. And then as far as the Bullpen and the community of the Bullpen, what's your ask? What can be done to help support your goals, your initiatives for moving forward?
Yeah, I think what we're looking for is help to find the right set of investors that are interested in solving this unmet medical need, and that includes both civilian TBI as well as combat-related TBI, in war zones, and military TBI. So it's a kind of a unique space, but we think because this is part of the broader class of neurodegenerative diseases, actually there'll be a lot of investors once they tune in. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing work that you're doing. Will Haskins, thank you so much
you
for
so
being
much.
here, and thank you for tuning into the Bullpen.